Why shouldn't business owners call employees family? You might have seen this. It's been a trend for the last 3 decades to say, hey, we're like family. This is the ABC company family. We look out for each other. We care for each other by family. Why is that not a good idea? Because for two reasons. First, it sets up an unrealistic expectation in a relationship. And second, everybody has a different definition of family. If somebody had a difficult relationship with parents or siblings, they may not want to be in a relationship with someone else, family relationship. So on the spectrum of what people think about family relationship, there are people who have had very bad experiences in family to people who love their family more than anything, and those are the most wonderful people in their lives. So family means a lot of different things to different people. Also, in an employment relationship, it cannot possibly be like family because government laws apply and there is a financial component that will never exist in family. In a business, if businesses cannot pay all the employees' wages, they have to let the employees go. They're not allowed to just keep employees and not pay them. But with family, you don't let family go. You don't say, hey, family, I'm cutting you off because I don't have enough money. The general view of family is family for a lifetime. And it's not a contract. It's not a temporary relationship. People are family members until they're passing. And that is a very different dynamic than what you must have in a business. A business is confined by financial restraints in a way that a family never will have. And so practically, what does this look like? Well, I can't tell you how many times I have talked with disgruntled employees who have said, yeah, they said it was a family until money came up and then they had to let me go. Or I've talked with business owners whose hearts are breaking and they say, it's a family here. I can't let these people go. We always say we're as tight as family. We look out for each other as family. But my CPA is saying we don't have the money to keep them. I have to make that decision. And I feel awful. I feel like I'm betraying people. And you know what? The answer is they are. They are betraying those employees because they set up the expectation that they're like family and they never can be. So I think it's far more important to be precise and accurate in relationships and acknowledge we are aligned right now for a time. We have a shared interest in bringing success to a company and working together. There is great synergy here between these teammates in our company. But let's be realistic about those expectations. Let's be honest about them. And I love to have conversations with people in advance to say, hey, look, if we're having some trouble, I don't want to just have to give you a 2-week notice. I want to give you a much longer notice. I had a boss. I had 2 bosses in the same company. And with one of them, I was concerned that if I told him I was going to go to law school in the fall, that he would have just given me a 2-week notice or maybe even immediately cut me off. But I had another boss that I trusted, and it was just a wonderful boss. And I went to him and I told him, I'm looking at going to law school in the fall. I wanted to let you know now so the company can make arrangements for my replacement, but I'd love to continue to work here, and I will continue to work hard my whole time here. He was so wonderful and gracious. He gave me some tips about going to law school. He encouraged me to talk to some lawyers and offered to make introductions to some of his lawyer friends. And I ended up working at the company until I transitioned to law school, and it was a great transition. I will always be grateful to that boss, his name is Tom, for the opportunity that I had to work with him and to learn with him. And he was an example to me of what a great, mature, thoughtful, and caring boss can be. And I always said, if I am ever in a management role, It's my desire to be able to have that sort of trust and relationship with employees. Now, if you've had some experience in management and employees, you know that statistically you run into people who can't be trusted. As you work with somebody, you find out that they don't have that same degree of integrity and trust. And so I'm not suggesting that bosses should work with every employee in that way, because that would be naive. There are employees who are not trustworthy, and bosses need to be careful with them. And for example, if they're going to be let go in 6 months because the financials are not doing well, the boss may not be able to give that employee notice for 6 months, because the employee may engage in improper activity with the company's resources, start taking things or bad-mouthing the company or whatever, that the employee wouldn't respond in a good way. But where you have employees who are mature and reasonable, and you have a good, transparent relationship, or at least an open and honest relationship, I have seen so many times where I've been able to have conversations with those employees 6 months in advance, where for some reason it's not going to work to have them continue with the company as I originally had thought. Maybe dynamics change, maybe financials change, or markets change. And I have been able to remain friends with those employees today. They didn't feel disgruntled, they didn't feel resentful. And it's wonderful when you can have essentially an alumni of former employees of a company who speak well of that company. So I think all of that comes back to not calling people family, but instead being more precise about the open and honest relationship that you have, the alignment in your values and goals, and not setting up unrealistic expectations that this is a permanent relationship, which is what you have with family. If you're interested in other educational content like this, feel free to subscribe to this YouTube channel. That way you'll get notices about other times we go live and other videos that come out. We're trying to produce regular educational content so that business owners can be empowered to have a more successful business and more successful life. I'm Aaron Hall. If you'd like to stay in touch, go to aaronhall.com/free, and we will put you on a list so you can receive some free resources, including videos to help the success of your company. Thanks for joining us on this video today.